And I'm live. Hey, this is Sean with Federal Prison Talk Live. Got a good show tonight. I got Angie from Prison Talk with Angie. She should be on here any minute. And we got a really exclusive video to show you tonight. Dozens of women who got raped in Dublin FCI. That's a federal prison for women in California, out in the Bay Area, in the East Bay. And Angie was there when all this happened. And it's probably still going on. She's going to tell you some stories that probably didn't make the news. I'm waiting for her to come on any minute. And we got some video here to show you guys. And this is a subject matter you may not really want to watch. So here comes Angie. So I'm giving you a warning. If you don't want to hear what really happens to women in prison, you may not want to watch this episode. But I think you're going to want to watch it. So Angie's slowly kind of coming in here. It's spinning.
I'm here. Spinning. Can you see me?
She's trying. There she is. Can you hear me, Angie?
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Hi. Yeah. I just took a minute for you to get in there, but I got 3 bars out of 4, so my connection's good. That's good. I just hit the live button. I was telling everybody, we're going to do some subject matter here about women who got raped in prisons, and you were there at the FCI Dublin when all this happened. And it's my guess it's probably still going on. Maybe not to such a degree, but I'm sure these guys are. I was watching the video, and some of these guards just sit in their office with the lights out, staring at the women.
I know exactly who he is. We call him Dirty Dick Smith.
Wow.
Yeah, he's Officer Smith. And everybody knows who he is. And like I said, that's how he's referred to, not only by staff, but by inmates as Dirty Dick Smith.
Oh my God! And then the chaplain. What they caught him for like 20 women, but then he probably raped 80 women, but they got him on 20 charges, right? Something like that, right?
The chaplain. I only know with the chaplain. I only know about one person, but I'm sure there was several. But I didn't know that it was a whole bunch.
Yeah, I think it was 26 women. I read one story. I didn't get those clips on here tonight, but. Yeah, the chaplain, and then another woman told me that they just shipped out. So a lot of these guards got transferred. They didn't even get fired yet.
That's right.
Then they've just brought in new ones to replace them.
Yeah, and they're bringing in more women is what they're doing, is getting rid of some of the men and bringing in more women. But I'm going to tell you something. The women may not be sexually abusive, but they're verbally abusive.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's a few that are not. Don't get me wrong. It's not across the board, but there's a lot of female officers that came in that are rude and verbally abusive. I got stories for you.
There's a woman on this clip I'm going to show you that says she tried to turn them in, and all they did was transfer her and call her names, and she's on.
Yeah,
this
that was Korth, Miss Korth.
Okay. Is she good?
But she was known to have a mouth on her too.
Wow. Hey, Zephiel, how you doing? Well, why don't we get started? I'll show some clip, and we'll just keep pausing along the way. And let me see here, and then we can talk as we go. Let's see. I'm going to put us off to the side here, and I'll show this clip here, and we'll do a little bit, and we'll
This
just keep pausing.
investigative report includes discussions of rape and sexual violence. Please use caution and discretion when watching.
It was, what can we do? We're nobodies. We're just a number.
This is a story about abuse of power.
What became clear was that this is an agency that is rife with abuse and corruption,
Manipulation and sexual coercion.
The way they refer to them, they were bitches.
Mm-hmm.
Those were nicer. That was a nicer term they used.
All happening inside FCI Dublin, a federal prison for women.
It's not often that a warden gets caught with a government computer and phone full of pornographic images of incarcerated people.
All right, let me stop right there. So she just mentioned the warden. Let me get us back here. So the warden, he got caught too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
The warden.
Yeah, what he did was he actually got caught with his government cell phone. He actually had pictures of inmates that were naked and
on his government cell phone, so his wife can't find it.
That's what a dumbass he is. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Hey,
then,
let me just say, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to say hey to Zephiel, because he says, did you finally unban me? I never banned you, man. But one of my moderators may have, Zephiel, because when I tried to check to unban you, I had never banned you. So, but I had moderators, and it could have been on one of those shows, or I don't know what you've been doing on other channels. But man, no, you've been on my channel for years, really, 2 years. So yeah, it wasn't me. It says someone mic is back echoing. I don't hear it on my end. So, hey, we got Adam's in the room. Adam, I want to call you
Hi,
tonight after
Adam.
this show because I heard you're in the hospital. After I'm done with this show, let me call you. And hey, Adam, if you want to come on, let me and Angie do a little of the story here, and then we can bring you on too if you hang tight. All right.
He's not in the hospital right now. He walked out, but he's at home and he's in terrible pain and he's very sick. And one of the things he wants everyone to know is that's why he hasn't been doing any videos lately. He's going to try, but right now he's like pretty much bedbound. It's very bad.
Oh, he says the back echoes when I was playing the news story. Yeah, apparently when I play the story, it says your guest might echo. So I don't know. Maybe you could hit the mute button when I hit the video. Sorry, but to ask you, maybe that's what it is. And don't forget to subscribe to Australian Prison Stories, and definitely subscribe to Prison Talk with Angie. Is it still Prison Talk with Angie, or did you change the name again?
No.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's Prison Talk with Angie. Okay. And I'm going to keep plugging Angie's channel and Adam's channel in Australia, guys, because we're one big happy family most weeks, right, Adam? I mean, we have our little quarrels, but we're still one family. Anyways, let's get back to this video. Let me put us to the side here. And let's get on to this next one. This video is about 20 minutes long, so let's see. But we won't play the whole 20. We'll talk. We'll talk about it.
Blowers tried to pull back the curtain on toxic culture and cover-ups.
I've wanted to speak publicly long before this.
Rape and retaliation.
I was petrified. I was traumatized.
This is a KTVU investigation. Powerless in prison, surviving sex abuse. Sexual abuse, threats, intimidation. These are just some of the accusations against guards at FCI Dublin, a federal women's prison here in the Bay Area. Hello, this is Powerless in Prison, Surviving Sex Abuse. I'm Christina Rendon. FCI Dublin has become so notorious for sexual assaults behind its walls that some have nicknamed it the Rape Club. But now the world is finally learning about what's been going on inside. Women who experience the abuse are speaking publicly for the first time. We want to warn you, some viewers may find this content offensive and upsetting. About 40 miles east of San Francisco, a nondescript compound sits alongside the dry grass hills of Dublin, California. It's the Federal Women's Prison known as FCI Dublin. It's where Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin were once housed for their roles in the college admissions scandal. As of early this year, there were about 700 women being held there, many serving non-violent sentences in dorm rooms without bars.
Angie, does that dorm room look right? The one they just showed here? I can
admission scandal. As of early this year, there were about
700
women being held there, many serving non-violent sentences.
Is that about how it looks there inside?
Yep. That's
it, huh?
That right there that must be the camp though.
Yeah, you were at the low. So they got two women's facilities there, right? They got a low and then they got the camp, right?
That's correct.
And a low is kind of like a low and a medium combined. Am I correct?
No, medium would be different.
And then I thought there was 3 levels for women. I mean, is there a penitentiary?
There is, but not at Dublin. At Dublin, it's
Not
only the camp and the low.
So is there a camp, a low, a medium, and a penitentiary for women then?
No, just a low. And I mean, in general, yeah, but not in Dublin.
So they don't really have a medium. They have a camp, a low, and a penitentiary then?
You mean in the Federal Bureau of Prisons or at Dublin?
Yeah. And just in general, in the federal system, there's only 3 levels of prisons for women.
Okay, no, there's 4, like you originally said. There is the camp, there's low, there's medium, and then there's penitentiary.
Hey, let me say hi. Somebody says they were locked up with me. Johnny Williams. I was locked up with you at Florence. So let me think. I don't, maybe you're not using your real name, but yeah, okay, man. Yeah, I've been out about 3 years. How long you been out, Johnny? Hey, thanks for tuning into the channel, and yeah, leave some comments and all that. My number is underneath all my videos, Johnny, too. Give me a call, man. We'll chop it up. But good to see that you're out. And
How nice
Zephiel
of he came to
said,
support you and watch your channel.
yeah. And I'm always looking for people I did time with to come on the show. I've done, I think, 8 interviews with 8 people I've done time with have been on my channel, Johnny. So you could be number 9. And I could hook you up with all the guys. We all stay in touch. Zephiel says, prison should have a button in a common area that all people can access. If you are raped, press it and it alerts not only the site's prison staff warden, but the entire Department of Corrections. There is a button. And it's, go ahead and push it. They're not going to help you, are they? Are they, Angie? I mean, they'll take you to the shoe and investigate, but they're not really going to.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
I think that what Zephiel is saying is it's a great thought. It's just, it wouldn't work because they wouldn't believe us. But it's basically like what Sean said. It would be take you to the hole, and then you get in trouble for something.
Yeah, you get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Johnny JR. Okay. All right. And you got out in 18. All right. You've been out a while. Good to see you. It says a bunch of us are going to Vegas on the 14th of this month. I can't go yet. I got 2 months left on my 3 years federal probation, but Vegas is on my list for next year, man. But I appreciate the offer, man. I'd love to have boy, that would be something. A whole bunch of inmates in Vegas, huh? That did time together. Angie,
that would be fun.
You think we could stay out of trouble? Well, you know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Right.
Anyways, let me get back to this video. And Adam, I hope you stay with us. I'll let you on here in a few, Adam. Let's get some more of the story, and then I want to hear Angie's view about it.
In dorm rooms without bars. But behind those walls, there are also stories of rape, retaliation, abuse, and silence.
What's important to know about Dublin is that the abuse was happening all over the facility. It was happening in housing units, in people's cells. It was happening at the work sites, the kitchen, the security office. It was happening in the chapel. It was happening in the medical office, from sort of sexual harassment and stalking, comments about their bodies, about about sex, to violent rape.
So Angie, I don't mean to pause it, but she says it's happening everywhere. The outside jobs, the indoor jobs, the kitchen, the laundry room, in the cells, everywhere, huh?
Absolutely true.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So like some of the things that I knew when I was there, one of the things, like when the first lady that came on in the red dress, and she said that they would call us bitches. Well, we were referred to as bitches. And not only bitches, but hoes. So there was this path, from the kitchen or the main line, after you ate, that you had to then go around this circle to go back to your pods, right? And they would all be standing on one end, and they refer to it as the host roll.
Oh my God! And
bitches,
these guys are supposed to be. They're supposed to be professionals,
Oh, they're so unprofessional. It's unreal. And not, like I said, not only the men are perverts, they're totally perverted, but the women are also bitches, a lot of them. Wow.
We didn't have that problem at the camp. I mean, there was, a lot of staff that talk like that, but they weren't raping the men. Although I did a story about a guy over at the Supermax he was working in the kitchen there. He was a camper, and he was having sex with one of the guards, and they caught them, and that lady was flirting with all of us. I remember one time we're sitting at the table and we're reading like People magazine, and they got these women in swimsuits and stuff. She goes, "Why are you guys looking at that girl when you could look at me?" And she lifts up her shirt and shows us her tits,
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she just laughed and walked away. Like, I guess thinking one of us was going to follow her. I don't know, but there was women like that. That's not professional, man.
No, and that's what I found. I'm going to be honest. Like, there are some, of course, again, there's plenty that are professional, but I would say that the majority, in my opinion, and I was there, I witnessed it, I'm not making this up, I would say the largest majority are unprofessional. I mean, there was guards that I actually really liked, because like some of them, maybe I worked with them in the kitchen and I really liked them, and they weren't, perverted or anything, but they referred to the women as bitches on a regular basis. And it's something that really bothered me. And I guess I got kind of immune to it because I liked some of those guards, and it was like, man, dude, that's not cool, And,
Yeah.
I forgot. One of them had a name for me. I forgot what it was. It was something really funny.
You had a name. It was funny, huh?
No, it was funny. It wasn't disrespectful. It was actually funny because one day I went off because it was, I think it was Thanksgiving, and we were working in the kitchen, and something was going on where every area was finished except our area. And so they were just like taking all this food, piling all this food. So there was nothing left for us in pots and pans. And I went off. I like started cussing everyone out. And so he was like, Stubblefield did that. And he couldn't believe it, that I did that. And so he had kind of a funny name for me after that. I'll have
Maybe
to
it was Stubby? Stubby? No, I don't know.
No, I'll have to ask my friend. She'll know.
All right. Hey, there's a question here. Zephiel says, maybe they take you to the hole or try to punish you, but it documents the occurrence. It puts accountability on the entire department. They no longer claim it's isolated to that prison. Well, I'm going to tell you something, and it's coming up in this video. PREA, the Prison Rape Enforcement Act, I think that's what it's called. Most of the people that enforce that act and are the administration that run that PREA are also being accused of rape. So if you think that it documents it, they're holding the documents, and that's later on in this video. So it's corruption from the new guard to the warden and everybody in between, right, Angie?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get on with this clip. And Adam, he says he can't see the comment. I'll try to put the comments up here on the screen so you can see them. I don't know if you're on a cell phone. Let's do a little more of this video, Angie, and then we'll talk some more.
Petrified. I was traumatized, but we didn't have no help. It was all men down there. The inmates and the staff, they were all men.
He would tell me that if he could come into my cell, that he would bend me over and with me.
Since last summer, FCI Dublin has been under an intense spotlight. 5 correctional officers, including the former warden, have been charged with.
I'm going to pause. Do you recognize any of these? Ray Garcia, James Highhouse, Ross Klinger, John Bellhouse, and Enrique
Chavez. I worked for him. He was my supervisor in the kitchen.
Wow, they don't have his picture on there, but look at the guy, Ross Klinger. He's laying on his bed naked, I guess. And they probably got that off his government cell phone.
Yeah, what he would do is put on disguises with this one girl, and he would video chat with her when he wasn't at work. So he'd be on the, because we could do the video chats. And he would put on disguises so that they couldn't see him, because they record all that stuff. And yeah,
these guys are all scumbags then, huh?
Total scumbags. So yeah, James Highhouse was the chaplain, and he was caught getting a blowjob by he was in his chaplain office and she was under the desk. I mean, that's like a known story.
Didn't I see that in Orange is the New Black? But yeah, he's the guy. I think he was accused of raping 26 women that they know of. There's another story on him, just on him alone, that chaplain. Because, here's the chaplain, the man of God you're supposed to trust and come to and tell all your, secrets and, worries and fears to. And, you can't even trust God in prison. I mean, you can't trust the messenger of God. Wow.
No, he was bad. And then so what the story with Chavez is, he was having a relationship with one of the girls that was from Mexico. So when she got out, she was being deported to Mexico. And so he was having a sexual relationship with her while he worked there and she was a prisoner. And then when she got out, he ended up marrying her.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And what happened was she was,
Well, I mean, okay, you shouldn't have had the sexual relationships with him, but to marry an inmate, that I don't know if that's good or bad. I've heard of that happening, but they never had sex while they're doing the time. But
these people did have sex right there on the compound.
Wow. Are they still married?
I think she's part of the reason why he got caught, actually, because from what I heard, was that she was telling her friends that were still there and incarcerated, like if they needed anything, to let her know, because she'd make sure that Chavez would do it for them. And, so it was her big mouth that got him busted.
Wow. All right. Let's play some more of this video.
Women serving out their sentences there. That's the most sex abuse charges at any one federal women's prison in the country. Over the last 8 months, KTVU has focused on and highlighted the voices of the women. More than 3 dozen who are currently or formerly incarcerated described to us how they were sexually, verbally, and physically abused. Over and over again, the women also told us they were either ignored or punished if they reported the abuse.
Stop it right there, Sean. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah. Go ahead.
In the last picture where there was all those pictures.
Yeah, I'll right here.
Then back.
Go back.
Right there. The one in the it keeps switching, but the one in the upper right.
Upper right
is a friend of mine, and he's transgender, and he wasn't. Yeah, I don't know if he was sexually abused or anything like that, but they were mean to him because the transgenders were not treated well in there.
So I don't know how to put this but bluntly, but transgender, so he had a penis?
No, it was a female to male. So in order for
female, okay.
Yeah, because she still had all she so born a female, but was getting testosterone shots. And by the way, they do get testosterone shots in federal prison.
On taxpayers' money.
Yep. They get their testosterone shots, and anyway, so still had a vagina, but was very much looked like a boy and had a man, testosterone gave him man's voice and everything. Yeah.
Wow. We got a comment from Adam, Australian prison stories. Just because they are women who make mistakes, that doesn't give those bloody cowards the right to treat women like a piece of meat. You said it, Adam. You said it.
Yep.
Yeah, you said it. All right, let's play some more.
Highlighted the voices of the women. More than 3 dozen who are currently or formerly incarcerated described to us how they were sexually, verbally, and physically abused. Over and over again, the women also told us they were either ignored or punished if they reported the abuse.
I was afraid to speak up because, for one, I didn't want to be put in special housing. I mean,
that's the shoe.
I didn't want my room tore up. Like, it's just strange, man. Like, it just seemed like if you don't go with the flow there, like they outcast you and treat you worse.
I felt hopeless, and like they didn't believe me because I was an inmate and nothing I said mattered.
Andrea Reyes of Riverside County had perhaps the most disturbing story to tell about Officer Ross Klinger and what he did to her in 2020.
That's the guy you told us about.
Since pleaded guilty. Reyes says not only did Klinger have sex with her and promised to marry her, but he also dug into her private medical records to uncover her mental frailties and use them to prey on her.
It was one day that I was in the shoe working on the floors, and that's where he pretty much let me know that he was looking into my files, and he knew that I had 4 children. He knew what city I was from. He knew all about me. And I was just like, whoa, he's on some stalker stuff, or he really likes me. I didn't know which one to think at that point, what to believe.
That's new to me. And I've seen hundreds of women who've complained about sexual abuse in jail and prison. I've never seen the staff go into the records.
Okay, this guy, I can already tell. This guy, I don't believe a word out of this guy's mouth straight up. What do you think?
Well, he's an attorney, so he's going after him. He's getting paid.
Oh, he's going after him. Okay. Well, so maybe he doesn't know he hasn't heard all this. I thought maybe he worked there. So this Klinger guy,
he's an attorney. He's supporting the women.
Oh, okay. So, all right. That's why he hasn't heard everything yet, though, because he's not on the inside. This Klinger guy, she called him a stalker, and that's the guy, the creep guy that would sit in his dark office and.
No, that's Dirty Dick Smith. Dirty Dick Smith. As far as I know, is still on the compound.
Oh my God! Oh wow!
Or he was up until recently. I don't know if he is today, but I can find out.
Okay, I'm playing some more here.
Coopers is a forensic psychiatrist who lives in Berkeley. He testifies in prison sex abuse cases across the country.
It's just exceptionally painful and traumatic. Going into records, I mean, think about sexual assault. It's a violation of a boundary, of a woman's boundary, by physical strength, brute strength. And the incursion into medical records, which by law and we expect are confidential, and then using that information in the perpetration of sexual abuse is just beyond the pale. I just can't imagine something being more traumatic.
He started making me feel comfortable with him, started making me feel like I could talk to him, started telling me about his personal life. It didn't take long for him to actually say that he loved me, that he was in love with me. It was probably like a month into it. I guess I was alone, and I was vulnerable, and I like think he would tell me the stuff that he had been through, the stuff I had been through. I felt like I could relate to him.
Typically what happens is that officers who are inclined to abuse women search out the ones that seem most vulnerable, and this is going to be women who have previous trauma in their life. Then they're going to start getting more cozy with them. They're going to start talking to them kindly, and eventually they're going to start touching them, and they're basically getting them ready for sexual assault. They promise them things, they give them gifts, and then they assault them.
He would send me money. He bought my kids Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. And he would tell me that it was because he wanted me to know that he wanted to be my provider. He wanted to be my savior, my knight in shining armor. And I believed him.
Rhea says their relationship soured when she discovered Klinger also had a relationship with another woman. That's when she tried to end it.
He threatened me all the time. He would tell me that he was going to kill me, that he was going to kill me and kill himself. He told me that all the time. And I was afraid because obviously he knew where I grew up, he knew where I lived, he knew where my family lived.
Women weren't just raped and assaulted inside FCI Dublin, they were also retaliated against. In 2018, Sherry Dillon says she saw an officer flirting with a cellmate, promising her a future together. When Dillon reported it, she was punished.
When I left there, they had taken away all of my good time. And you get good time, which gets time off of your sentence. That was a big deal. That was like another year almost.
So when these women report it, they punish them. They throw them in the shoe. They take away the good time, and they, yeah. So who do you turn to? I mean, they have those PREA signs all over federal prisons, and you think that, oh, they're on this. They're not letting nothing get go past their eyes here. But the people who run the PREA, and that's coming up in this video here, they're more corrupt than the guards, or they are. They are.
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it, you know?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. Let me catch up on comments. Zafio, well, you don't believe in attorney. That's probably a good thing. Yeah. Adam says that fucking shit happens in our state prisons here in Sydney, Australia. Yeah, I'm sure it happens all over the world. Yeah. It's just one case. I got to give it to KTVU for actually airing this, because that takes, I mean, usually the media doesn't run stories like this. And for KTVU, that's Channel 2 out of Oakland, guys. I got to give him props for doing the story,
Oh, I remembered my name. It was Double Trouble Stubble.
Double Trouble Stubble. Ooh, I got to write that down. Double Trouble.
He liked me. Like, he didn't mean it in a bad way. He was laughing because he couldn't believe I went off because I didn't seem like that type.
He says her story doesn't sound like real rape. More like abuse of power, position, and grooming and manipulation. It's all in the same category. None of it should happen. Period. You go there, you go to prison as part of your punishment, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be safe in prison. I mean, of course you're not nowadays. I mean, if it's not a women's prison, if you're a man in a penitentiary, you're getting raped by the inmates and beat up and all the other stuff. But this shouldn't happen by the guards and the staff. You should be safe from them, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's play some more.
At a certain point, you get tired of it and you find that strength to finally fight back.
Marie Washington says she reported an officer for inappropriate behavior and intimidation in 2020.
Every time you make a report like that, they would come and like thrash our rooms, or like, you know, not give us day room, or, you know what I mean? You feel threatened, and so you can't really say anything.
The Department of Justice says the abuse stemmed from the top, with the former warden. Ray Garcia was charged with abusing 3 women. As warden, Garcia's job was to keep the women safe as they served their sentences. Instead, the feds say he did the opposite.
Sexual abuse in prison doesn't happen in a culture that doesn't allow it. There should be zero tolerance. That's the first statement in the Prison Rape Elimination Act.
The Prison Rape Elimination Act is a federal law designed to eliminate sexual abuse in prison. Garcia was in charge of teaching his staff about those laws.
This is what I was talking about.
So 2 big problems here. One is the culture of misogyny. So the women are just treated with absolutely no respect and abusively. And the other is they have no way to appeal, because the people they're appealing to are the peers and are very loyal to the perpetrators.
Prosecutors have charged Garcia with fondling women, forcing them to touch him, asking them to strip naked, and taking pictures of their private parts on his work phone. The DOJ alleges Garcia took proactive measures to make sure the women would not come forward, telling at least one of them he was close friends with the person in charge of misconduct investigations. He denies the allegations. Klinger and James Highhouse, the prison chaplain, have pleaded guilty so far. Enrique Chavez, who worked in the kitchen, should plead guilty at the end of October. Last month, the judge sentenced Highhouse to 7 years behind bars.
That's it?
Only Garcia and one other, John Bellhouse, maintain their innocence and are headed to trial. Highhouse must surrender on November 2nd. The other 4 are not in custody.
We're only hearing about the tip of the iceberg. The biggest problem is secrecy. People don't want to know what goes on.
That guy Enriquez I told you about,
that
was my kitchen supervisor.
Yeah, let me pause it. Yeah.
I actually witnessed him. 2 of my friends, he was teaching him how to, in one of these big industrial like mixers, like a KitchenAid mixer, but industrial size. They were making cake. And so they were making the batter, and he was standing there, and I walked by and he was saying, hear that? He said, that's when you know it's good.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, about the sound of the, the batter in the mixer.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, and so then he, and then they go, what? I mean, these were like 2 of my best friends in there, and they go, what? Like they were like shocked, And he goes, yeah, that's when you know it's good. And I was walking by, and I go, oh my God. I mean, so I mean, he's a creep, you know what I mean? I mean, I walked in, he was saying it. It's not hearsay.
Wow. Do you recognize any of these women so far?
Only one of them, because some of them were there and left right before I got there, or left right after I got there.
This is almost over. This is almost over. They're gonna have that woman correctional officer on here in a minute, and then it's almost wrapped up. About 7 more minutes, guys, and then we'll get Adam on here if he's still out there. I'll put the link here. All right, let me play the rest of this.
Both prisons called the allegations, quote, abhorrent, adding they are working to bring perpetrators to justice. The criminal conduct inside the prison upset some of those who work there too. At least one whistleblower said she tried to report what she saw, but she was ignored and then told she had to move to another state.
I got called into my supervisor's office. First time in 25 years, I got a letter of reprimand for questioning her leadership.
Tess Korth worked at FCI Dublin for 25 years, rising to the level of unit manager. In May, she was one of 22 guards to get reassigned to another prison. She says it was because she had regularly called out bad behavior from staff.
I did a report to the Office of Inspector General. Within a few weeks of that report, everything turned upside down. I started being retaliated against.
Instead of leaving her home and moving to Oregon, Korth retired.
I told them to shelve it and some other choice words. They've been reported. The things that other staff have observed them doing, like sitting in their office in the dark, watching inmates, terrorizing inmates, being abusive to other staff members, just things that they're not supposed to be doing are ridiculous. And we've been reporting stuff for years. And, they still work there. I would talk to the people that were the investigators there. After, I would go and say, why are you guys not freaking doing anything about this stuff? And remind them that, when we leave, these inmates are alone in here with these people. They can't leave. They don't have anyone to report it to. And we're just leaving them in here. 90% of these inmates have sexual abuse trauma in their background. Some since they were freaking like babies. I mean, we have their history that we read. And we're leaving them in here with these perpetrators. What the hell is going on?
Abuse of women in prison is not unique to FCI Dublin. We found sex abuse charges against officers in 13 states across the country, but Dublin, by far, stands out. Many of these cases only came to light as part of a national investigation which started in an unlikely place, in a Manhattan federal jail cell in 2019 with the suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. We'll explain after the spring.
Okay, the rest is going to be about Epstein, so I'm gonna cut this off. I don't really care about him. Do you?
No.
All right, so let me take this out of the screen and we can talk. And Adam, let me put up the link. Adam, if you want to come on here, I'm gonna put the link up here for you. And Adam, if you're still with us, I don't know if you can see. You said you couldn't see the comments, but the link's there, Adam. And I'll put it on the screen here. But yeah, Adam. So Angie, what do you make of all this? Because you were there when this happened. Do you think it's still going on right now?
I think it's slowed down, but I think that there's probably some retaliatory stuff that's going on. Like when Regional came, when I was there, Regional was there, I think in February and March. And so a lot of things like just, a lot of things were reported, not necessarily the sexual stuff had already been reported, but the verbal abuse, just the bullshit, the daily bullshit was reported. And so no sooner did two of the asshole female guards come through and they're like, oh, you guys want a tattletale? You guys want a tattletale? You're all in here drinking hooch, and I'm like was saying all this stuff. It's like, what? This is RDAP. Like nobody's doing that. You know what I mean? Like just calling us bitches and cussing, and it was retaliatory because her friends and her were getting in trouble. And one thing that happened that was good was that what Regional did was they put in a link directly to them that the staff couldn't access, so that should any kind of abuse of any kind happen, that you could actually send a direct line to Regional, and it could not be intercepted because
could not
messages
be.
are being intercepted. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you sure it couldn't be intercepted because they have their ways. I never wrote.
No, these were because they were put in. I mean, this is when the crackdown really was going on, just this past spring, and so it was a direct line. And that's one of the things that staff was nervous about, was because they couldn't. Normally, they could go in and get rid of our emails. There was times people wrote emails of complaints, and then they'd go back to print it, and it would be gone.
It would be gone. Yeah, I never. If you guys don't know, there's a BP 108, 109, 110. That's when you write up the staff, but I never turned one in because they retaliate. You got to hand that to some guard, right? They're going to read it, they're going to pass it on, and they'll retaliate against you. I never wrote them up because I don't want to get punished. I mean, a lot of people, that's all they did was write up the guards, but I don't think their complaints ever made it past the bubble. If you know what the bubble is, every prison has a bubble, agree. Right?
In fact, our case manager in our department was such a bitch, and she would, they're supposed to have them, those BP-8s and stuff are supposed to be readily available to anybody. She would be the gatekeeper, so you had to ask her for them, and she'd say, for what? you know. And she
Oh,
was,
we had the same deal, or they're out of them, or check with me next week. Yeah, what do you want to write? Yeah, for what? It's none of your business.
Exactly. It's literally none of their business, but they would be gatekeepers so people couldn't make complaints.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just got to stop. If they had a direct link like that, just to write up the staff, that would be a good thing too.
Yeah.
Just for any kind of write up, you know.
Yes.
And that line, that PRIA, there's that 800 number that they show on the walls. Well, we can't dial 800 numbers from prison, so that doesn't do us any good. That used to crack me up.
A lot of good that'll do, right?
I know. Or 81866 or whatever it is. We can't call those numbers.
No, you're absolutely right. I never thought of that before, but it's true.
Yeah. Adam said he'll be in here in a minute, he said.
Okay, good. He's in a lot of pain. That's
yeah. So you had some news about RDAP in Dublin. I want to tell everybody what's going on there.
So RDAP in Dublin is now completely closed. They've moved the people that were still had phases left to go through and move forward, and they were all shipped out to places like Texas, Waseca, and I'm not sure where else.
Here
Probably
comes
Florida,
Adam.
I think. Lots of other places. Hi, Adam.
Adam, there he is. Live from Australia, guys. We have Australian prison stories. And don't forget Prison Talk with Angie. Go check out her channel too. How's it going down under, my friend?
It could be better, mate.
Yeah, you doing all right, huh? You walked out of the hospital, I heard.
Yep.
Are you gonna live?
Yeah, I did, because I don't want to die in fucking hospital. I want to die in my own bed.
Yeah. You're not doing so hot, huh? Not doing so well, my friend, huh?
Yeah, am I gonna what?
Are you gonna live? You know? Do you feel like you're gonna live?
Say that again. I didn't hear what you said.
Are you going to live?
Hi, Harvey.
Harvey, you want to come on too, Harvey? I just put the link above
my
there.
health is fucked. It is what it is. It's my own fucking fault.
His organs. He said they told him his organs are shutting down. Like his
oh no, man.
Kidneys. He's got serious issues.
For right now, I am. But we don't know how much.
So what?
No, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time when it happens. It's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when.
Well, can you change your diet, your lifestyle? What can you do to make this go away?
No.
Did they tell you how long? Till everything shuts down?
My doctor, my organs, my heart is fucked. My organs is shutting down, and my doctor.
Yeah, you don't sound good at all, Adam.
And it's just a matter of when it happens, and you know what I mean. It is what it is.
Right. All right, Harvey. Hey, guys, check out Harvey Talks Prison. That's another great channel. So there's 3 channels I want you guys to go subscribe to tonight. Australian Prison Stories, Prison Talk with Angie, and Harvey Talks Prison. These are all
too late for that, Sean.
What's that?
It's too late for changing my diet and shit. What's the point in changing my fucking diet? That's not going to do shit.
Well, if it's too late, it's too late. But I mean, I had to ask.
No, it's just a matter of when it happens. You know what I mean? I don't know when, but it's just a matter of time.
Well, I do at 7:30. I do tonight.
They're not going to give me a number because
I'm going to put you in my prayer tonight. I do a rosary prayer meeting.
I don't think that's fair on me to give me a number and
Yeah, I'm going to pray for you tonight. I'm on a prayer group every Wednesday night.
Every day it's worse.
So we're gonna,
I'm
going to get everybody to pray for you tonight, Adam. I have a support group where we're all Catholics who went to prison, and there's about 20 of us, and we have our prayer meeting on Zoom every Wednesday night. So I'm going to have everybody pray for you tonight, Adam. I don't know if you believe in God, but maybe now's the time.
I don't know how. I don't know, I don't know what to do about my channel.
Keep it going. It gives you.
Doctors don't think it's a good idea.
It gives you purpose, right? It gives you purpose. It's your outreach to the world, man. Don't give that up.
Can you actually hear a word I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear you. You said you don't know what to do by your channel. I say don't stop it.
Can you hear a word I'm saying?
Yes, I can hear a word. I can hear what you're saying. We can hear you.
Yes, no.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, I think he's cutting out, so that's why he can't hear.
Okay.
Sometimes he gets really bad, and so it's like cutting, and he can't hear at all.
Yeah. Hey, I want to do a quick shout out to a couple other channels. There's one, her name's Kim. She did 10 years in Florida State prisons. Her channel is My PhD, stands for Prison History Diploma. And she also has some stories about how the women were raped in Florida prisons. And she's got a great channel. And then Stay Awake TV with Sticks. That's another guy. Doing Time with Big Weevy. Who else? We got Harvey. Angie, you want to shout out any channels right now?
I think you're hitting them.
There's a bunch of us. I can't remember. Now I'm drawing a blank. There's Vegas Prison Stories. There's Gangish. He changed it. It's just called Gangish now. Sea Dog and the Cooper Show. He's out of Tijuana. He did time in federal and state prisons. He's turned his life around. He's doing the Christian thing down in Tijuana. These are all channels, guys, that people have done time and turned their lives around. They're going forward, and they're trying to help others along with their channel. Like Angie, I knew Angie before she went to prison, and I'm glad. I'm so happy to know you now, Angie, that you're out of prison. And
I know, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you want to give us a little more information about maybe things this video did not cover in Dublin? Got some inside scoop stories for us?
Well, like what I was saying about Dirty Dick Smith, he's a number one offender. And I don't know if he's still there or not, but I think he might be. There's guards that like in some of the units, like on New Year's Eve or whatever, the girls will get crazy, and this Dirty Dick Smith would like get lap dances from some of the girls, and he'd throw them chocolate bars. Hi, Adam. You made it back.
A lap dance for a chocolate bar. How degrading.
Yeah. And, just that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we can hear you, Adam. Now. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Adam? I don't think he can hear us.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you, Adam. Let me know. I'll write it in here.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Adam, I don't know if you can see this. I'll put it on the
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You can hear me? Okay. We can hear you. There you go. Hey, I was just shouting your channel out, Sea Dog. Yeah, I just shouted you out. And Sea Dog, if you want to come in too, we're kind of done with the main part of our show, but Sea Dog, I got the link. I'll put it up again.
I can hear you.
You can hear us. I'm going to put the link up for Sea Dog.
I can hear you.
Okay. And I can hear you. Adam, what can we do for you? How can we help you, Adam? I mean, I'm going to pray for you tonight.
You obviously can't hear me.
Yes.
No, we can hear you
just fine. No, we hear you just fine. Adam, do you want to talk to the world out there and anything you want to say to people? Okay.
I don't think you can hear us.
I don't think you can because we can hear you just fine, Adam. Yeah, Adam, we can hear you just fine.
I can hear you just fine.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
For some reason you can't hear me.
No, we hear you. We hear you loud and clear.
Is it just playing over and over, maybe?
Can you hear a word I'm saying?
Is that a loop? Yeah, we hear a word you're saying.
Let me send Adam a message and tell him. He'll get my text.
All right. Yeah, she's going to send you a message. Angie's sending you a message, Adam, because we can hear you. So I don't know, C-Dog, if you got the link, if you want to come on too. We're just kind of wrapping up the show. I got to end it in about 15 minutes, guys, because I got to go to my prayer group. Like I said, a bunch of us got out of prison, and we have a prayer group on Wednesday nights. It's in here in Albuquerque. We're still doing Zoom, but sometimes we meet live, but it's a half an hour. It's a Catholic thing, guys. We have the rosary. We say 50 Our Fathers and 25 Hail Marys. And we do it over and over. It's the Catholics. It's like a chanting kind of prayer thing. But before we start, we all say prayers for different people out there. And so, prayers, I believe in the power of prayer. It can work.
I believe in it too.
And now we
Adam
lost Adam.
Contact again. But yeah, put Adam at the top. You can tell that he's in a lot of pain. I mean, you can see it.
Yeah, guys, maybe go to his channel and give Adam some love messages out there that you support.
Yeah, I think he really needs to hear them.
Yeah, just go to Australian Prison Stories, find any video, try to find the latest one, go to the comments and leave your comments underneath, and Adam will get those. That's one way you can leave him. C-Dog says, I'm good. Thank you. God bless. All right, C-Dog. C-Dog, I never asked if you're Catholic. You might want to come into our prayer group. Here comes Adam. Let me know. Well, he was trying to get in there. Okay. Well, Angie, you were telling us about the Smith guy and stuff like that.
It's just, it's rampant in there. I mean, like I said, us being called bitches, the retaliation, it's 100% true. Like, I think that the deal is that all these things have been going on for a really long time, but because we're inmates, they don't want to, we're all just a bunch of lying sacks of shit. And so that's how they got away with it for decades, and I think that it's just now finally coming out, and I don't know really why they're starting to listen to us, but this isn't a new thing. It's just,
it's not
just finally
new.
being exposed.
Some of the stories are getting exposed. Like I said, there was a prison in Atlanta, I think. Can't remember the name. It got shut down. It was a women's prison that got shut down because of too many rapes. And now it reopened as a men's prison. But there's little stories all over the internet that I read about women or guards getting caught raping women in prison. And there's slowly, some of the press is starting to bring it out. Like KTVU out of Oakland now. I'm really surprised they aired this on I don't know if they aired it on their channel or just on the internet, but I got
it was on the news.
It was on the news. Okay, I got to give them props.
Me too. I'm glad of I think what it's going to take is two things. One, for us to be listened to, but also for people that have never been incarcerated, to be able to speak out for the inmates, because as you know, Sean, they don't believe us. We're sacks of shit, right? Like,
we're just
an inmate says something, but if a lot of non-inmates say, "Hey, wait a minute, mistake or no mistake, these people deserve to be heard," and it doesn't mean that they're lying, And one of the things I would suggest is that I would like to see happen is, how the police officers now have to wear they're supposed to wear their cams on at all
body
times.
Cams. Body cams.
I think that correctional officers need to wear body cams at all times.
That's a great idea. Angie, let me talk to my boss, and we have a lot of connections with the Department of Corrections, and let's see if I'll see what I can do to make that. I love that. Let me do some networking. I'll see if I can put that idea out there. You never know. Right now, it's in November, everybody's running for office right now. So we have an event coming up where there's going to be a lot of politicians. Let me see what I can do to put that out there. They may want to run that as part of their campaign. That's a great idea.
I think they should, because, even though they have videos in there, Sean, they know where to go, as you know, where the videos aren't going to be able to. There's a lot of areas you can be where the videos
you don't hear from me to smash the phone.
We hear you, Adam. Adam, what do you think about the guards wearing body cams? Adam?
I guess he can't hear us.
Zeph,
I agree, Zafiel, because, body cams, And that also will get rid of not only the sexual stuff, but the physical abuse, the verbal assaults, them tearing up cells for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, and contraband being illegally brought in by the guard, that'll stop a lot of that. Inmates, some of the inmates may not want the body cams, the ones that are using the guards, but oh well.
But we need them. We need them.
Zephiel says, talk to a body cam manufacturer. I'm sure they'd love to push for the usage in prison. Yeah, that's another idea. And now we just keep losing Adam. Adam, if you are listening, I don't know if you got a bad connection or not. We've heard every word you've said.
Yeah, and we've been trying to talk to you too, Adam, but seems like you can't hear that we're talking to you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. He just may not be in the best of health to get his. He's probably using his cell phone. I don't think he's using his laptop, but maybe he is.
Yeah.
But something's going on there. But we love you, Adam, and I'll pray for you tonight.
Yeah.
Angie, that's a great idea. You maybe try some YouTube shorts and push that idea out there too. I love that idea. Can I kind of push that idea on my channel too? I love that. That's a great idea.
Of course.
Okay. I don't want to steal your idea. I just want to enhance it. I want to put it out. That's the best idea I've heard of this year. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that's gonna curtail some of it. You know, if they're live calling us bitches and hoes and all kinds of these other words, and then so everything they say and everything they do is caught on camera.
Yeah,
listen,
that's a great idea.
They're not gonna be saying that shit anymore.
Oh no. Yeah, a lot of them probably quit, retire early or, put in their notice because they won't be able to be themselves. They don't know how to be professional.
That's right.
They don't know how to treat a person with dignity, regardless of their past history.
There's plenty of people that can come into those positions that will be professional, that will take it seriously. Hi, Adam, you got back.
Hi, Adam, are you back? Do you hear us now, Adam? We're talking about prison correctional officers.
If you don't hear from me,
we're talking about correctional officers having to wear body cams. If you don't hear
from me, it's because I've smashed the fucking phone.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're having a problem with your internet connection.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. Well, I kind of got to wrap it up here, guys. I got to get over to this prayer meeting.
I can hear you, but you can't seem to hear me.
Angie and Adam, final words, guys.
My final words are, let's get body cams on those sons of bitches so that this behavior can stop.
That's great. I'm going to do a YouTube short about that tomorrow, too.
Yeah, so they
short seem to get a lot of views. I can get 1,000 views on a short in one day. Have you tried
that's
the short?
Not going to stop them. That's not going to stop shit from happening because all they got to do is just switch the fucking thing off.
Well, we want to make it mandatory that they have to have it turned on.
Or fucking
we don't want to give them
cover the camera and all they can do what they like. That's not going to stop them.
But if they cover the camera, then they get fired.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. There needs to be repercussions for cameras being turned off, for things not being caught, because it is true, Adam. But at the same time, if somebody keeps cutting off their camera, that should be.
You can't hear a word I'm saying, can you?
What?
Yes, we do.
No, you can't hear me.
We heard him. He doesn't think it's going to work. That they're going to just not turn them on and cover them up. Sure, they're going to try that at first, but that's why it's got to be really strict. They have to have them on as long as they're on duty. It has to be on. They turn that thing off for more than 2 seconds. You give them one write up, and then it's maybe 3 strikes and you're out.
Yes,
there are going to be some exceptional things where they're standing in front of some equipment where you can't see. I get that, but batteries can go out, things can happen. But we know, if they're covering it up with their hand or they're not turning it on, or I guess the battery wasn't charged enough. You give them 3 strikes and they're fired.
Well, think of it like this too, Sean. Like when for inmates, right? Like we're in there and we have to report to work at a certain time, right? We can't just say, "Oops, my alarm didn't go off, so I missed work."
Right.
No. So if your shit keeps going off, you're out of here. You're
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
not responsible to keep your stuff in good working order. You're out of here.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
now,
there needs to be very strict and strong boundaries. And just like they put on us, it needs to be put on them.
and they're going to say that we don't have the funding for it. I bet that's going to be their first answer. Well, I'm willing to pay extra taxes for that. Are you?
Yes, I sure am. And in fact, I found this quickly. I found this article. They're talking about all the money that they make from the trust funds from us, from inmates buying commissary, and it's millions and millions of dollars that they get from phone calls, money, and people buying commissary.
Yeah, that's supposed to go back to the inmates, but it never does.
Yeah, it says federal prisoner spending generates more than $80 million a year for the BOP agency, mostly from profits on items like commissary purchases and phone calls. Okay, so how about if we just take a couple million of that and put it into this?
There you go.
It's to protect the inmates, like you said. It should, some of that. Can't we get a piece of that? 1%? 1% of that 80 million would certainly cover those that initiative.
Yeah. So Zephiel says funding usually isn't an issue when they have to pay out for lawsuits.
That's right.
Harvey says, but it's not just the guards who are corrupt, but the prison itself. The prison echelon will defend their own. Yeah, they will. The good old boy network kind of thing. Yeah, they'll fight it tooth and nail, but I think it's a great idea if we could get it through. And maybe with the right politicians. I hate to say that. I hate to have to depend on a politician, but it's worth putting the message out there, and maybe it can get done, Angie. I don't know. I love the idea. I think it's a great solution.
At least it's a start.
It's a start. It's something. It's a great solution. Best one I've heard yet. All right. Well, I got to wrap it up, guys. Thanks everybody for coming on. Sorry, Adam, about the problem with your phone there, but we did hear you. Guys, go to Adam's, go to Australian Prison Stories. Please leave Adam a message that you're in his prayer. He's in your prayers, things like that. Help him out. Harvey Talks Prison. Check out that channel. Check out Prison Talk with Angie. And, of course, me, Federal Prison Talk. Angie, thank you once again. And any final words, Angie?
Final words. I just really want to thank you, Sean. Oh, now I don't think you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I want to thank you, Sean, for bringing these issues to the forefront, because the more people that know about them, it's power in numbers. That's what it is. So people need to know what really goes on, just like they're making a big deal, as it should be, about what's going on with that poor guy and those prisoners in Alabama being starved to death. Harvey did a great
right. I just watched that. I caught that today.
It's devastating, and these things need to be brought out. So everyone that has a channel that's bringing these things out and not just telling their own stories, it's power in numbers, and we got to fight against it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on here, because you're a person who's actually there. I could have showed the video, but I thought I got to get Angie on the show for this, because you were there.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Catch you in the next video. Don't forget, Prison Talk with Angie. Good night. Good night, everybody.
Thanks all. Bye.